In this paper by Chainlink Labs released on October 2024, we'll be getting into their protocol and participating partners helping to bring this vision along. This paper can be seen as the backbone from which Chainlink hosting of SmartCon 2024, from which topic are parallel. I'll be using acronyms throughout this reading, such are Large Language Models, LLM, Central Securities Depository, CSD, Decentralized Oracle Network, DON or DONN, and Cross-Chain Interoperability Protocol, CCIP, transforming asset servicing with AI, oracles, and blockchains. Major market participants collaborate to structure and distribute corporate actions data via industry-wide unified golden records. Executive summary. As the industry leader in securely bringing data on-chain and enabling interoperability between blockchains and traditional systems, Chainlink is uniquely positioned to support the fundamental change in how data is originated and distributed in financial markets. Chainlink, together with 8 of the world's largest financial market infrastructures and institutions, has launched an industry initiative to combine advancements in AI, oracles, and blockchains to solve a long-standing problem in corporate actions: the lack of real-time standardized data in fragmented markets like Europe. Corporate actions processing is deemed one of the most complex areas of post-trade and is one of the most complex unstructured data problems in the financial world. This multi-phase initiative goes beyond previous corporate action initiatives in its aim to establish a new system architecture focused on sourcing and distributing corporate actions information by employing 3 large language models, LLMs, and Chainlink decentralized Oracle networks to autonomously extract and standardize unstructured data from issuers and publish it on-chain, thereby enhancing data availability and distribution. Additionally, the initiative uses a blockchain-agnostic strategy to create interoperable and unified golden record around this critical data as it moves across different environments. To shape the technical foundation of this initiative, we convened a consortium of major participants from across the industry, including a Central Securities Depository, CSD, a market infrastructure, and multiple asset managers and global custodians. This initiative brings together financial and market infrastructures Euroclear and SWIFT, as well as major financial institutions including UBS, Franklin Templeton, Wellington Management, Casas, Vontobel, and Sygnum Bank. Key takeaways. Corporate actions present one of the most complex unstructured data problems in the financial world. Initially presented in human-readable formats like PDFs and press releases, this critical information, covering mergers, dividends, stock splits, and more, undergoes a complex journey through custodians, brokers, fund managers, exchanges, and ultimately investors. As it travels, the data often emerges in varying formats and states, leading to a fragmented ecosystem characterized by poor data timelines, duplicative sources, and extensive data cleaning efforts. This results in increased costs and heightened risk due to potential errors. Along with 8 market participants and 3 blockchain ecosystem partners, Hyperledger Besu, Avalanche, and ZK Sync, we found that by using data oracles paired with multiple LLMs, we were able to source unverifiable, unstructured, and often unreachable off-chain data and convert it autonomously into digital data that is available in near real time and into predefined standards of specific corporate action types, modeled on the ISO 20022 framework and aligned with the Securities Market Practice Group, SMPG, guidelines, ensuring consistency and adherence to globally recognized industry best practices. This approach not only reduces uncertainty around using novel LLM models, but also distributes data nearly instantaneously on shared infrastructure to provide a unified golden record for asset managers, CSDs, and custodian service providers. The first phase of the initiative focused on the initial announcement stage of different mandatory corporate action events across equity and fixed income asset classes within 6 European countries. Specifically, this initiative demonstrated the following: established autonomous conversion of unstructured data into structured data using established ISO standards such as the Securities Market Practice Group, SMPG, facilitated a shared, near real-time view of data via interoperability across public and private blockchain networks, as well as compatibility with existing financial systems, validated a novel architecture for multiple corporate actions between sourcing and distributing critical financial data. Overview. This initiative leverages cutting-edge AI models and institutional-grade Oracle infrastructure to create unified golden records of corporate action data that work across multiple blockchains. Goal: evaluate the feasibility and industry value of an AI, Oracle, and blockchain-based solution for corporate actions, data coordination across diverse market participants and geographically different sets of inputs. Conducted by Chainlink, Financial and Market Infrastructures, Euroclear and Swift, Asset Managers, Franklin Templeton, Wellington Management, Banks and Custodians, UBS, Casey's Investor Services, Vontobel, Signum, Blockchains, Hyperledger Besu, Avalanche, Enscase Inc. Business context. The challenges with corporate actions today. According to research conducted by Value Exchange and ISSA, today's inefficient corporate action processes cost regional investor, broker, and custodian businesses approximately 3 to 5 million each annually, with 75% of firms revalidating custodian and exchange data manually. Globally, around 70% of business units have been paying over 2 million each due to corporate action errors, with some paying as much as $43 million. Data was the root cause of 56% of these errors. Current corporate actions workflow. The issuer of an asset, typically a company, announces mandatory events, for example, dividends, stock splits publicly. This is the starting point where the information is first generated. The information is then passed to various intermediaries downstream, such as custodians, newswires, and brokers. Each intermediary must receive, interpret, and validate the accuracy of the data before passing on the information. Once the information reaches the asset managers, they must act on it on behalf of their clients. Below is a generalized pipeline of corporate actions data and current challenges at each step. There is no standard method by which corporate actions events are announced by issuers. This includes inconsistencies in structure, format, terminology, timeline, medium, and data standard for dissemination. There is no single source of truth that maintains the state of corporate actions in a place that is universally accepted. The processing details and terminology are often highly specific to a particular market or financial instrument and not standardized industry-wide. Responsibility for failures in the information flow cannot be passed on to the direct source of the information, meaning the accuracy of information passed on is not guaranteed. Figure 1. Generalized pipeline of how corporate actions data is distributed today. The value exchange. Quote unquote. No one has a reliable golden source of data today. It's all relative. Our approach. A novel architecture combining AI, oracles, and blockchains. Combining AI, oracles, and blockchains, the following initiative takes unstructured corporate actions at the origination point, which are public statements like press releases or prospectuses, and autonomously processes them into a predefined standardized data output. The goal is to create a dynamic data container on shared infrastructure that all participants can leverage to streamline internal processes, and all with minimal changes to how upstream asset issuers announce corporate actions, scope of initial phase. The initiative was designed to foster a collaborative environment where participants could exchange insights and learnings. In the first phase of the industry initiative, The goals included developing an innovative approach for combining AI, oracles, and blockchains to address the lack of structured data in corporate actions processing and establish a shared source of truth that is available on-chain. Creating a working prototype and engage with early adopters to collect feedback to help define the requirements for a potential production-grade solution. Gathering inputs on the industry requirements for creating a unified golden record that can be addressed in future phases, such as challenges around LLM usage, liability, data confirmation, and more. The importance of a unified golden record. Many of the inefficiencies in the current financial infrastructure arise from a lack of accurate and entirely machine-readable data, or difficulties to maintain data integrity as it travels along existing firm-to-firm infrastructure. The $3 to $5 million individual annual cost of corporate actions processes for businesses, along with errors that can cost firms tens of millions, is the result of a highly fragmented and unstructured data landscape. Corporate actions lifecycle management has long been ripe for reinvention and needs a harmonized model around data origination and distribution, now afforded by the computational capabilities of AI and shared infrastructure like Oracle networks and blockchains. A unified golden record is a verifiable, persistent, updatable, and interoperable data container that is successfully synchronized across blockchains and is embedded with data, typically financial data. It serves as a single source of truth which can be simultaneously referenced by all market participants, including issuers, banks, FMIs, asset managers, and investors. Oracles and blockchains provide institutions with the infrastructure for a unified golden record that is verifiable and traceable by any market participant, removing the need for duplicated work around corporate action events and unlocking straight-through processing. While blockchains can store a golden record, oracles bring real utility and unity by ensuring a data record is updated and synchronized with inputs from off-chain systems, as well as interoperable across different public and private blockchains. Solution design. In this initiative, the process for sourcing and distributing mandatory corporate actions is enhanced by a cutting-edge digital tracking system, unstructured input. The process starts with an unstructured document, for example, a PDF, announcing a mandatory corporate action, which may include details about dividends, share splits, or other financial events. The unstructured document is converted into a machine-readable text format, LLM processing. After the text is extracted, LLM models identify the specific type of corporate action, for example, dividend, share split, described in the document. The LLM models used by the Chainlink Decentralized Oracle Network, DON, in this approach included OpenAI ChatGPT 4.0, Google Gemini 1.5 Pro, and Anthropic Claude 3.5 Sonnet, but the design is agnostic to any LLM model. See it. Custom prompts are used to extract key details from the text based on the type of corporate action identified. Standardizing these prompts for each corporate action type ensures consistent output across different document formats. Although LLMs may interpret text slightly differently, the approach is designed to prioritize uniformity in outputs across all models. Oracle-based LLM processing. A Chainlink DAWN running a verifiable compute service fetches the structured corporate actions event data from the LLMs. Each node in the Chainlink DIN requests each LLM to process the document independently and extract data into a structured, machine-readable JSON format following SMPG guidelines, ensuring compatibility with ISO 15022 or ISO 20022. This predefined schema includes issuer, security identifiers, and action details, guaranteeing uniform output and seamless interoperability across financial institutions. Structured output with 2 levels of consensus. The prototype uses 2 levels of consensus to compare the LLM-generated outputs based on an identical input, which in this case is the initial public announcement of a corporate action event. 1. During the node-level consensus process, each node in the Chainlink DON compares outputs for consistency, flagging discrepancies. At this stage, consensus is defined as all LLM outputs fully matching to emphasize accuracy over liveness, though this condition is configurable and can evolve in future phases. 2. Then at the DON level, node outputs are aggregated. If the nodes reach consensus, a report is cryptographically signed and published on-chain. This cryptographic report can be verified by anyone with access to the blockchain's ledger. This process helps ensure the integrity of data outputs while also mitigating risks of relying on a single source of truth. Unified Golden Record Distribution. Chainlink Cross-Chain Interoperability Protocol, CCIP, disseminates this structured data across private and public blockchain networks, which store all responses along with their timestamp in a tamper-proof, fully traceable, and immutable manner. This establishes a unified golden record around corporate actions data that various entities, such as exchanges, can confirm, so custodian banks and asset managers can consume this verified data across different chains. CCIP is also interoperable with Swift's messaging protocol to enable downstream data consumers to access the unified golden record via their existing systems. In the future, standards and controls. The initiative leveraged the blueprint for establishing an industry-wide digital asset ecosystem to drive acceptance of tokenized assets developed by DTCC, Clearstream, and Euroclear in collaboration with Boston Consulting Group, BCG. The paper Building the Digital Asset Securities Ecosystem defines principles to promote the successful adoption of tokenization and digital asset securities and details a comprehensive set of risk management controls to underpin the future of digital markets. For the initial phase, we demonstrated how the following key control principles were addressed. Control principle: C21S interoperability between DLT networks is adhere to industry-accepted cross-network communication protocols specifically designed for blockchain interoperability. This includes standardized protocols for asset representation, transaction formats, and data exchange between different blockchain networks, ensuring seamless and secure interactions across diverse blockchain platforms. Our solution. So, Chainlink CCIP serves as a cross-chain messaging protocol for transferring data and value across public and private blockchains. Chainlink CCIP is powered by Chainlink's industry-standard Oracle networks and is the only interoperability protocol with Level 5 cross-chain security. Control principle: C3L network and Oracle vetting. Conduct thorough checks on network and Oracle alignment with DLT standards and governance structures before integrating third-party tools. Validate reliability and security SLAs for all networks and oracles rigorously. Our solution. Chainlink DONs are decentralized networks of nodes that perform a service for smart contracts. These networks can exclusively allow KYC/AML vetted node operators to meet specific regulatory requirements. Control principle: C52N compliance and policy management. Implement and enforce transaction policies consistently across all networks. Include mechanisms to verify and record compliance for each transaction. Our solution. Through CCIP's risk management network, institutions can apply predefined controls and limits across transactional activity, including policies around identity, AML, KYC, legal requirements, token pools, on-off ramps, organizational restrictions, and various forms of cross-chain security mechanisms. Results. The initiative achieved a significant architecture milestone in the journey to improve the management and dissemination of corporate actions data. By integrating cutting-edge technologies, we were able to establish a novel data extraction and structuring process by leveraging unstructured off-chain data from public company sources. We autonomously converted this information into structured digital data, ensuring that it adheres to predefined standards for specific corporate action types, modeled on the SMPG framework. Success in LLM consensus framework for financial data. We achieved success in our initial framework that compares the outputs of 3 large language models, LLMs, in assessing unstructured financial data, enhancing the reliability of LLM-generated information. In the results matrix section below, we highlight how a Chainlink DON was used to come to consensus or flag any discrepancies around the LLM's outputs. Near real-time data distribution, we demonstrated the capability to propagate data immediately across 3 blockchain ecosystems and store it as unified golden records in smart contracts, providing accessibility and composability for market participants. Figure 3 shows that Chainlink in combination with LLMs enables a structured, on-chain, unified golden record around corporate actions data. Results matrix. We used static artifacts as the primary data source, such as official corporate action announcements in the form of press releases or earnings reports. Our methodology for selecting corporate actions involved targeting a diverse range of companies and asset classes within Europe. 1. Large companies in the FTSE 100 and Stocks Europe 600. 2. Diverse range of European countries. 3. Coverage across equity and fixed income asset classes. 4. Most popular corporate actions by volume. By comparing the 3 LLM models, we improved the accuracy of the extraction and interpretation of the outputs. In our analysis of numerous different corporate actions across equity and fixed income securities, we observed consensus around 100% of fixed income events. For equities, LLM outputs deviated for 7.2% of events, specifically around Vodafone's dividend event where LLMs did not reach consensus. In this case, a data object was recorded on-chain that flagged further manual review would be required. This discrepancy occurred around a 51-page earnings report, which added increased complexity for the LLM model. Standard corporate actions announcements typically range from 1 to a few pages, depending on the complexity of the action. Earnings reports also include complex formatting such as tables and images that are more difficult for LLMs to process. This situation could be addressed in the future through additional LLMs training on earning reports for corporate actions data, the use of more advanced LLMs, or the configuration of alternative consensus methods. Key outcomes. The outcomes of our initiative not only validate our approach, but also pave the way for future advancements in financial data management. Unified Golden Record. Using unstructured data sources about corporate actions in Europe, we created a structured data source that can be confirmed and consumed by downstream asset managers, CSDs, and custodians. Cross-chain connectivity about key data. We enabled a unified golden record that successfully creates a single source of truth across multiple blockchains. Cross-industry collaboration. The project exemplified successful collaboration across public and private blockchain ecosystems, showcasing the potential for broader industry coordination aimed at enhancing data integrity and operational efficiency in capital markets. Figure 6 shows that CCIP's compatibility with Swift's messaging protocol in ISO standards enables financial institutions to interact with on-chain data directly from their existing systems. The path forward. This initiative is a significant industry milestone that successfully demonstrates how AI, oracles, and blockchains can be combined to convert unstructured, human-readable financial data into structured, machine-readable, easily distributable data. using a consensus-based approach. A Chainlink DON connected to multiple independent LLM models helped to reduce the risk of hallucinations around LLM outputs. Chainlink CCIP then increased the accessibility of this data by publishing the outputs onto various private and public blockchain networks, while also synchronizing data across networks to maintain unified golden records. With the next upcoming phase of the initiative, we aim to integrate established ISO standards, along with swift messaging and connectivity, to make on-chain unified golden records interoperable with and consumable by existing mission-critical portfolio processing and management systems utilized by financial institutions. This model would provide market participants access to accurate and real-time corporate actions information and complete end-to-end connectivity for corporate actions lifecycle management. As we look further to the future, the market-defining opportunity is enabling dynamically updated unified golden records that are accessible by all market participants and incorporate existing security identifiers, real-time data modifications from issuers, and data confirmations from existing exchanges. To further industrialize the approach in this initiative, future solutions can include other sources of information from exchanges, issuing agents, issuing CSDs, and more. Our vision is to expand the scope of the unified golden record model by converting additional sources of unstructured data into structured data for financial assets, expanding the benefits of AI and Chainlink oracles to the wider financial industry. Goals of initial phase. 1. Evaluate the feasibility and industry value in an AI, oracle, and blockchain solution for corporate actions data coordination across market participants. 2. Achieve the technical milestone of building a working prototype with high-quality data. Goals of next phase. 1. Integrate swift messaging for seamless transmission of on-chain unified golden records with standardized corporate actions data to off-chain applications using Chainlink. 2. Achieve end-to-end connectivity of corporate action origination from source to user application. Future considerations. Throughout the project, several key insights emerged, particularly concerning the interaction of LLMs with unstructured data, liability, handling of complex events, and updating the state of an unconfirmed corporate action to fully confirmed. Ability to turn unstructured data into structured data. There are billions of critical data points stuck in unstructured data formats, which requires entire departments of people to properly process. By combining AI and oracles to properly analyze this data in a highly reliable and consensus-based way, we have shown how unstructured data can now be made into structured and highly reliable data. Importance of confirming corporate actions. Confirming corporate actions from exchanges will play a pivotal role in the future of this initiative by ensuring data enrichment with additional key fields, particularly for critical events such as dividend declarations and share splits in regards to ex-date. Establishing reliable communication channels with exchanges is essential and valuable for all market participants. Addressing hallucination issues. We found that the most common source of data mismatch stemmed from hallucinations in very specific LLMs model outputs. In contrast, certain LLMs models demonstrated superior performance. Understanding these nuances allows for targeted improvements in LLMs training and application. Much like our blockchain agnostic design principles, we remain agnostic to the LLM's technology, complex corporate actions are handling. With corporate actions data, a lot of the slow processing occurs around more complicated events such as mandatory events with options and voluntary events. As we expand upon our LLM's consensus framework for financial data, we will look to include these types of events for testing, interoperability with swift messages. The seamless integration and enrichment of Swift's widely adopted messaging standards with enhanced contextual data about specific events ensure that existing systems receive comprehensive, real-time information. This empowers financial institutions to make more informed decisions and improves operational efficiency in corporate actions processing, compliance with existing corporate action standards. To facilitate broader industry adoption, future design should favour compliance with established corporate action standards such as CAJWG and SCORE to provide quicker and more secure key data elements through the custody chain, from the issuer to the final beneficial owner. Liability. While outside the scope of the initial phase of this initiative, future considerations can be made into the evolving liability dynamics between parties involved in the corporate actions process when using AI models such as LLMs and decentralized infrastructure. Security reference master data. Integrating security reference master data is vital for creating a unified golden record, as it offers a standardized and authoritative source of information for all securities. Moving forward, effectively leveraging this data will be essential for accurately matching corporate actions with the legal identifiers of each security, ensuring enhanced clarity and consistency in financial reporting and analysis, as well as supporting entitlement calculation and corporate action notification to the investor. Participant insights. Stephanie Leroux, Director Digital Assets, Competence Centre, Euroclear. By collaborating across the industry and leveraging cutting-edge technologies, we can address major pain points and redesign workflows for greater efficiency, transparency, and value. With proper implementation, co-creation allows AI and DLT to amplify each other's strengths, creating golden records accessible to all in real time and paving the way for transformative solutions. Mark Garabedian, Director, Digital Assets and Tokenization Strategy, Wellington Management. The complexity of corporate actions is a relevant and appropriate use case for the convergence of AI, oracles, and blockchain technology. By leveraging AI and Chainlink oracles to interpret, standardize, and deliver high-value unstructured data, we can dramatically reduce the manual processes required, enabling significant potential operational efficiency and cost reduction while ensuring that data flows through the system with the required levels of accuracy and transparency. Yaonas Ayuaz, Group Head of Project and Transformation, Custody and Cash Clearing Business Unit, CACEIS. CACEIS fully supports industry efforts to create a blockchain-based golden source of information to streamline corporate action management, with data distributed in real time to all market participants. A shared data framework optimizes existing operational processes, reduces error rates, and prepares the ground for further innovation in the field of asset tokenization. Being at the cutting edge of technologies like AI, machine learning, and DLT is key to CACEIS' future service development, and our IT investment strategy reflects that. Authors: Chainlinks, Sergey Nazarov, co-founder Chainlink; Angie Walker, Global Head of Banking and Capital Markets, Chainlink Labs; Ryan Lovell, Director, Capital Markets, Chainlink Labs; Mark Rains, Head of Solutions, Chainlink Labs; James Ward, Vice President, Data Science and Analytics, Machine Learning, Chainlink Labs; Ben Vass Sr., Research Engineer, Machine Learning, Chainlink Labs; Thomas Chanter, Writer and Researcher, Capital Markets, Chainlink Labs. Appendix: The Growth of LLMs in Financial Markets, Opportunities and Challenges, Large Language Models, LLMs, an artificial intelligence AI model that can interpret and generate human language, have recently achieved a level of sophistication where they can provide significant value within the financial domain. Recent research surveying large language models for financial applications has highlighted how large language models have demonstrated that they can rapidly process vast amounts of unstructured data from extensive financial documents, interpret the context and financial terminologies, extract key information, and produce machine-readable data outputs in a structured format. Financial institutions have already started experimenting with incorporating large language models into their business workflows. For example, Goldman Sachs developed a tool that analyzes consumer data and provides personalized advice to its customers, and Bloomberg created Bloomberg GPT. Large language models are highly adaptable and can integrate domain-specific data and parameters. As a result, it's highly plausible that they can be trained on the complexities and nuances of corporate actions, communications within various markets, regulatory regimes, and languages. The challenge is how to achieve results that meet the high standards of global financial markets. However, a major concern of the financial industry in regards to incorporating large language models is the black box nature in which they operate, as it is difficult to know how large language models arrived at specific outputs. Some research has argued that large language models' hallucinations, where models report false or misleading information that appears coherent and grammatically correct, are an innate limitation of these systems. Even the latest models trained on financial data have been proven to be inaccurate at times. Ingesting inaccurate data can have significant implications for financial institutions, particularly around automated actions, as well as inhibit organizations from maintaining strict legal and reliability standards. Additionally, LLM-driven solutions may raise questions about liability dynamics, particularly for industry workflows such as corporate actions that involve processing and distributing data. Liability questions can pertain to several aspects of the data, such as accuracy, timeliness, completeness, and reliability. While human oversight can help validate LLM's outputs in the case of discrepancies between different models, future solutions could incorporate cryptographic proofs or certifications around AI-generated outputs to potentially minimize liability concerns. Structuring, validating, and propagating corporate actions data with LLMs and decentralized Oracle networks. Ensemble learning and multi-LLM verification are emerging industry approaches that are being explored to help mitigate the risk of hallucinations around LLM's outputs. Following Chainlink's Oracle-based approach to aggregating and delivering price reference data on-chain, this initiative used multiple LLMs to process the same corporate action communications and form a consensus-based response using decentralized Oracle networks, DONs. DONs are a novel technology consisting of a decentralized network of independent nodes where each node fetches data from multiple different sources and then reaches consensus between nodes on the final output based on predefined criteria. For instance, a DON could be programmed to pull data from 3 different LLMs, wherein all 3 must unanimously agree in order for the data point to be considered valid. The DON can then relay the validated data point on-chain for consumption by financial institutions. By leveraging an LLM's agnostic architecture, such a DON could be upgraded over time to leverage increasingly advanced LLMs models less prone to hallucination, as well as even adopting entirely novel natural language processing technologies as they arise. Chainlink Platform Overview. Chainlink is the leading technology platform for on-chain data, cross-chain interoperability, and blockchain abstraction. The Chainlink platform enables financial institutions to develop customized, compliant, and future-proof blockchain applications and tokenized assets. Chainlink can power tokenized assets throughout their entire life cycle, enriching them with real-world data, for example NAV, proof of reserves, providing secure interoperability between any private or public blockchain to increase liquidity, and synchronizing asset data between blockchains and existing systems to maintain a unified golden record. Figure 7 shows Chainlink is the only fully featured platform that supports the creation of unified golden records for financial data and assets. As the leading Oracle network, Chainlink has securely enabled over $16 trillion in transaction value and delivered more than 15 billion on-chain data points across the blockchain ecosystem. Major market infrastructure providers and institutional banks have collaborated with Chainlink to successfully demonstrate how financial institutions can use existing infrastructure and messaging standards to interact with tokenized assets across any blockchain and synchronize asset data between blockchains and existing systems to maintain a unified golden record. Chainlink Cross-Chain Interoperability Protocol, CCIP. Chainlink's CCIP is the industry standard for securely integrating existing systems across any blockchain. Using CCIP, financial institutions can transfer data and assets across any public or private blockchain in a single atomic transaction, as well as transact across the multi-chain ecosystem from their existing infrastructure through a single point of integration. Major market infrastructures and institutional banks have successfully used Chainlink to demonstrate that financial institutions can use existing infrastructure and messaging standards to interact with tokenized assets across blockchains through CCIP's blockchain abstraction layer. Underpinned by Chainlink's proven decentralized Oracle infrastructure, CCIP operates at the fifth and highest level of cross-chain security, where multiple decentralized networks, including an independent risk management network, secures the validation and processing of every cross-chain transaction. CCIP is the only cross-chain protocol that offers defense-in-depth security and a way to manage various predefined controls around transactional activity to help ensure regulatory and organizational compliance. Figure 8, Chainlink CCIP, enables secure interoperability between existing systems and blockchains. This concludes the document. All documents are in the public domain or is provided privately through the given company mailing list. All information are subject to any change and can reflect a particular organization outlook or an accord from multiple parties.